Good Monday morning, all you lot heads. Welcome in. Wow, what a weekend. We will get to it, but man, you can just feel the excitement in the air. Friday night, there was a lot of lightning. It just was kind of electric, man, and that's kind of the feeling I got coming in this morning to drop all this knowledge on you, and that's baseball knowledge of the Fort Worth Sandlots. Yeah, you're back. I'm your host, Dez Valdez. Yep, that's me. And this is The Rap with Dez, your slightly unhinged, wildly biased, and totally amateur recap of the Fort Worth's favorite 35 and up baseball team, the Fort Worth Sandlots. And today's show, man, it's packed. We've got a lot to get to. And, you know, sometimes you just pack them coolers so tight, so full, like Steve Garner when he shows up to the game. That thing ain't got no room for one more cube of ice. I think maybe there's only just a little bit of ice in there. Things filled with beer. But, yeah, just pack. So let's get to it, man. We got a full recap of Friday night's lightning lit slugfest between the Bulldogs and Sandlots. Also, player of the game. Who was it this week? Who showed up? Man, there's just been so many guys just showing up that, you know, have been on the roster forever, have contributed in different ways, either as, you know, just I don't want to give it away. So let's just say there's so many people up and down the roster that have shown up big lately. And who is going to get it this week? Last week it was Jeff Nyberg. Can he do it again this week? Let's find out. I can tell you who it's not. It's not the guy who almost took out the camera rig with a foul ball. I have no recollection of that even happening, but it's not that guy, whoever that was. We also got updates from around the league as we close in on the postseason, and some more awesome news about our growing. You know what? We got some awesome news about our growing audience. Y'all have been showing up and showing out. And you know what? I just can't wait to tell y'all about some of the experiences I've had, people coming up to me and stuff about the show. And man, it's cool. And you know what? The Sandlots, they hit a huge milestone. It wasn't even this past week. It's been going on, but we just realized it, to be honest with you. And I'll let you know what that milestone was. Actually, a couple of milestones and team records set this season alone. It's definitely never been done before, so it's gonna be big. So, but first, let's address the elephant in the live stream. So I apologize for last night's technical difficulties. No audio, no replay, no jokes. Just a bunch of Sandlots pantomiming like we were auditioning for a silent film remake of Major League. But hey, while the stream was down, the drama was definitely on the field and turned all the way up. So let me set the scene for you, okay? So the Bulldogs, God bless their bite-sized hearts. They came ready to scrap, man. But they just, in the late innings, ran into a buzzsaw named Tim Green, who apparently moonlights as a rabid animal control officer. And man, was he on a vendetta ride against those dogs last night, man. This man wasn't just making plays. He was, like Wyatt Earp, just coming for him, man, just coming for him. And he ended the Bulldogs comeback in a blink, man. It was quicker than the lightning bolts that were dancing around Rockwood. And it was like he was just nature's own strobe light show, just electric, man. I can't say enough about him. While we're speaking of Flash, man, Steve Garner, usually a bench contributor. You know, he likes to just come in and fill in when he can. But man, this guy, when he does get in the game, he just makes some great plays that are just unbelievable. And Friday, man, just flashing more skin than a stripper with 5 kids and a horrible coke habit. And that's not even the wildest part. His I'm using air quotes, diving catch in the third inning. And I use air quotes because it was more of a gritty, like, barrel roll and land like a sack of potatoes. Dude made grab while falling to the ground. And that is web gem material. And it worked. And he killed the rally. The Bulldogs were rallying at that point and just totally popped their balloon, deflated them. And then the Sandlots, got rolling after that. Now, let's talk to pitching. So we had some keys to the game, and we're going to go back and kind of talk about that in a little bit. But, just getting back to basics. Was it just taking care of business was the biggest one, and that didn't necessarily shine through in the performance last night. And it started with the pitching, because that set the tone early. And just throw strikes, very basic, right? And that's man, that's a hard thing to do, especially when you're someone that's pitched your whole life and you wanna be technical. Some guys can just go out there, pound the strike zone, and nobody's going to touch them, or induce a lot of soft contact. And we needed some just basic get us through the innings and get us out of there. And that did not happen. Your starting pitcher, yours truly, started this one on the bump. And let me tell you, I was a whole lot less Greg Maddux and more of like one of those crazy haired lawn sprinklers, or the kids' toy that used to go crazy and just spray everywhere. Man, I was spraying pitches everywhere but the strike zone. I beamed 4 bulldog hitters like it was B night at the Golden Corral. I was throwing high, low, inside, outside. Even tried the maybe I'll hit the Rosenbag approach. Just ugly. Enter Anthony Hare in relief, and I believe he stopped off at the Kinko's on the way to the mound, because the first pitch he threw, man, he tuned that guy up pretty good too. So not much of a difference, just a carbon copy of what I was doing. And he wasn't immune either. It was something about that mound. It was hard to get comfortable up there, but he caught the wild bug and did his best impersonation of me, battling to find the strike zone for as many innings as he was in there. Thank the baseball gods for Jeff Nyberg. Excuse me, who? Yeah, the dude, Jeff Nyberg. Not only does he look like the dude from The Big Lebowski, but hey, this guy is last week's player of the game, so you can't sleep on him anymore. He's been steadily improving, and he's on a roll right now. He's playing like someone hacked his attributes on MLB The Show and turned all the sliders up to 99 like I do, just make it easy. And yeah, you just walk through the game doing what you want, man. This guy is up there just ripping lasers like he's got a chip on his shoulder and a cheat code in his bat. I believe it was another double, another RBI, and another moment that everyone at the park going, yo, who is that dude? Well, you can't ignore him anymore. Bro had a cheering section up an international cheering section up in the bleachers last night, and they were loud when Jeff would get some positive stuff going, and especially when he hit that one to left. So yeah, Jeff, man, just not cooling off at all, just continuing to tear the cover off the ball, and that's great, man. He's one of those guys that just absolutely showing up when he's needed. And and while we're handing out flowers, El Maestro, hey, am I pronouncing that right? El Maestro, the teacher in Spanish, man. Roger Dodds, he deserves a bouquet the size of right field foul pole. Dude was out there looking like the illegitimate son of the Flash and Stretch Armstrong, running down balls that should have been 2-baggers with ease. It was just one. We've actually got footage of this. It happened in the last inning. It was the second to the last out, or rather the first to the last outs, and dude just running down the ball, and it didn't look like he was tracking it very well. He was kind of zigzagging his way to it, and just kind of at the last second covered, like it seemed like what seemed like 10 feet, just weirdly stretching out on the run and snagging the ball off the top of the turf. And another great catch by Rogers. So it's always fun watching him. It's always kind of an adventure watching him run down the ball. You never know if he's gonna get it or not, but he hasn't let us down yet. Great job by him. And yeah, let's talk some strategy. All right, so because guys have just been showing up at weird times. Like, I mean, you're in, and you've had some history of like, okay, we need to work on some things. But man, like they had never missed a beat. Like they discovered the fountain of youth or something. And I don't think that is just happenstance. I think maybe manager Bruce Raspberry has some weird magic or some weird chemistry going on. He's been in the lab, man. He's working, and maybe he's found some kind of secret formula for the offensive production. But then I was reminded he was on vacation last week in the Caribbean somewhere. It's a big secret. I don't know if he was on a cruise and they got off at some points, but might have got hit in the head with a coconut and just had this vision of, hey man, this is going to happen. He saw a vision of the future. And it's like, this is what's going to be the lineup from now on, because these guys are just going to show up and they're going to get the job done. No Landon Loggins, no problem. Jeff Nyberg. No Mike Van Zant. It's okay. It's okay. We got a Steve Garner. God, where these guys are just popping up. It's just been great, and I don't think that Bruce is just up there just writing chicken scratch on the lineup. He's got a formula in his head, and it seems to be working. It's working so well that the team, the Sandlots, have set a new team record for wins this season. I believe this is the third season. Yeah, the third season that these Sandlots have been in existence since changing over from the old Fort Worth Dodgers, and not had a lot of success in their first 2 seasons. I believe maxing out at 3 wins. So when we got our 4th win 2 weeks ago, that actually started, that set the new bar. So, and the season's not over yet. So we're sitting at, 500 with 10 games in the books and 5 games yet to play. And man, a really good looking schedule for your Sandlots. So, we're going to take a look at the schedule here in a little bit, but just kind of taking a quick glance at it. Man, you can see how the Sandlots may be set up for a very, very high bar in wins this season. So that's great. That's something to celebrate. And while we're taking that with, just kind of looking at it for what it is and be like, hey, that's cool, but hey, we got 5 games left. And looking at who we're playing, no Yotes and Strohs to get in the way. We like our chances against the Rangers and the Bulldogs, since, just looking back at our performances against those teams this season. Now, look, and we're going to get into this a little bit more. Nothing's taken for granted. And I hate the old adage, but any given day, any given Sunday, and we play on Fridays, but so any given Friday, right? Man. And it was so evident in this game too. The Bulldogs can score some runs. They've got a pretty hot lineup as far as bats are concerned. So if you give them the opportunity by giving free bases away, putting men on base, not making your routine defensive plays, and then just like it happened Friday night, the pitching wasn't the best. So you had a lot of base traffic, and they did have some timely hits. Just leaving the door open for them. They're very opportunistic, and they can step right through that door and cause some major heartache for somebody. And you don't want to get caught off guard. So no games taken for granted. And the same way with the Rangers. Hey man, the Rangers are the defending league champs, so you can't take them lightly. And just because we kept them pretty quiet the last game doesn't mean that every game is going to be like that, obviously. So it's going to be incumbent upon manager Raspberry to continue to work his magic with the lineup and just kind of foresee who's going to have a great day. I think he's kind of like a little prognosticator over there in his lab with his little chem set and his computer and stuff. If you know Bruce, he has no way of navigating. He knows not how to navigate any kind of electronic devices. I have found that out. Just the thought of him in a lab doing anything scientific is straight out the door. Now, if he's in there with a glass of beer, just kind of watching highlights of the old games, then that makes more sense. All right, cool. I can understand that. So yeah, the Sandlots have officially set their new single season high record, and still have 5 games to go. So eyeing a final stretch that really could cement this squad as one of the most dangerous late season teams in the league. Man, it is a Monday morning. I'm struggling this morning. You know what? I did not have my Dubby this morning. That's what it was. Got in early. I was in a hurry to, get set up, and kind of forgot some stuff. So stick around, because I do have some exciting stuff. I have a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a free sample of Dubby, and along with a Dubby tumbler, brand new, for I haven't decided who I'm going to give that or how you're going to qualify for it, but before the show is up, I will let you know. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We see you. Spotify listeners, YouTube fan too, okay? The Sandlots faithful, y'all are the MVPs off the field, and you know what? Coming up, I'm going to give y'all's propers. So refill that Dubby or that beer. I mean, it's a Monday morning, but if you're off, hey, go with what you know. So yeah, do that. You're on the Rap with Dez, and we are just heating up.
Bracelet trout.
On the dance floor.
Tire Store Service Center in Saginaw. I've been with the company for 6 years now. My favorite part about working at the tire store is being able to work on all the cars and working with management at the Tire Store Service Center. Favorite car I'd have to say that I've worked on would be a Dodge Charger Hellcat.
Okay, now that we've kind of given you the overview of the big game, let's kind of get into some of the game specifics, my thoughts on the game, things like that. We did already cover a big part of it, but you know, man, it was a great time on the mound, despite not being able to really have a whole lot of control Friday night. It was still a good time on the mound. I struggle with I don't know. It's not attitude or anything like that, but I get frustrated a lot. And so one of the Bruce's things is if he sees something on my face that says that I'm not having the best time of my life and laughing my butt off while doing it, that everything's going to pot. And usually that's the case, because you know you can get in your own head, you can get frustrated, and if you're still stuck on the previous play or the previous at bat, then you know going forward you're not going to be fully in it. So there's been a couple of times this season when I've had that, and Bruce has had to remind me, hey, are we having fun out here? Are we having fun out here? So you know what, it was easy to go out on the mound and have fun because not that we were taking the Bulldogs lightly, but it was like, okay, we've got an easy downhill part of the schedule coming up, so I can really, you know, if we lose this game, and I'm not thinking that we're gonna lose it at all, but I'm just saying, you know, if it's a bad performance or whatever, it's not gonna be that big a deal going, you know, down the rest of the way. So I was treating it, you know, as that. So going up there, I didn't take it too seriously. I didn't take it too heavily that I was struggling on the mound. I was really just trying to figure stuff out, and it seems that you know, Bruce could understand that. He came out and spoke to me a few times and asked me why I was thinking in my head instead of just throwing the ball. There was some issues I was having with the mound. The dirt where my lead foot, my timing foot hits the ground was super soft. It was like almost stepping in mud, but it was just dry sand. And so it was kind of throwing off my timing because you would slide a little bit, and I was having some issues with that. So I was having to dig a hole down to where the dirt got some kind of solid, and I was having some good footing in order to, you know, kind of feel like I had control. Once that happened, I kind of felt like I got a little bit more comfortable. Things got better. But then, you know, between innings, the other team was filling that hole back up. So when I'd come back out, I'd have to redig it and kind of find that comfort zone again. It was up and down all night. And so, you know, there were some good pitches. I wasn't like super disappointed in my performance up there, but there were things that I was actually pretty pleased with. For one, my curveball felt good for the first time in a long time. I haven't been able to really feel comfortable throwing it. But Friday night I was having some really good break on it, really sharp break, and using it, you know, just changing speeds on it, and it worked. I had a couple of strikeouts, I think 3 to 4 strikeouts in the game, so I was pretty happy with that. Just overall, a really good game. The one thing that I did want to talk about briefly is just that if for any teams that are playing the Bulldogs, man, do not sleep on these guys. They've got some guys can crush the ball, and they're just, like I said, they're opportunistic. So if you allow them to hang around in your game, man, you're just asking for some late inning trouble. And that's where we kind of ran into trouble in the late innings. They just kind of kept adding runs here and there throughout the game, and they were just adding up. We would come in, we would put a couple of runs on the board, but then we would allow them to do the same. And it wasn't like they were super hard hitting the ball, getting really good hits, although they did. It's us. We weren't playing fundamental baseball like one of the keys to the game was. So there were a couple of missed opportunities in the field, a couple of drop balls, misplayed balls, and that's going to happen in our league, man. Actually, there was a couple of balls that were hit to Steve at second base, and you can't write him, you can't talk him up as an error because at our age we don't have the range, but you just know that that's one of the balls that Steve probably would have had in his younger years. And so it's just like, dang, man, age got us on that one, time got us on that one, not skill or anything like that. So some things you just can't help, and you just kind of have to laugh at, and that's kind of the way we roll. So a couple of missed opportunities on routine defensive plays kind of kept the door open for the Bulldogs. And man, like I said, they're just putting that foot in and trying to step through that door. And it got kind of hairy towards the last innings. Anthony Hare came in relief of me, and I don't know if he was having the same trouble with the mound footing as I was, but he kind of struggled to find his control as well. Man, we just kept him in the game. And so it wasn't until Tim came in, Tim Green. Tim Green, the shutdown machine. We gotta give Tim a good nickname. If y'all have any suggestions, send them in, and we'll see what we can do. But he definitely needs something just very sinister, man, because this dude is just wicked when he comes in to shut down a game. And take a look at this right here. This is the highlights. Let's just say highlights from the game. the very last 3 outs of the game. I didn't even bother to edit these just because it was so quick of an inning. And what's great about this, though, if you watch it, get some audio in here for you. So I finally realized the camera issue, but we're gonna see Tim come in and do his little warm-up pitches. So let's fast forward a little bit for you to the first batter. So this is Aaron Schuster, manager for the Bulldogs, and one of the guys can really smash the ball. And so this was going to be an interesting matchup. These teams have started to see Tim more often now, so they know what he brings, and so they're ready to swing the bats and just try. And this is Aaron doing that, just trying to put a bat on the ball because it's coming. And there's Roger with that catch that I was telling you about. Let's watch that again, man. Watch this. Watch him track this ball. He's off to his right as he's tracking it. Let's see. Here we go. So here he goes. He starts off to his right, realizes he's a little too far, and tries to come back to the left at the end. And he just, man, that arm must have stretched another 5 feet for him to make that. Very cool catch, man. Not very fundamental, but it was a great catch. Way to correct, on the run, and just have that awareness. Man, that fastball. These guys, even if they're ready for it, it's just hard. It's not a speed that we see very often in this league, and so Tim has the ability to just attack that strike zone with no mercy, and just challenge and just make these guys, swing a bat up there and just try to hit it. Because these umpires, it's gonna be a strike, and they're gonna call it. So look, that was a curveball that really threw him off on his timing. And that's a ball in dirt there. But yeah, that slower curve, man, it's devastating when you pair it with his fastball. Yeah, 2-1 count here. 99 is fighting, man. He's fighting. That was another fastball right down the heart of the plate, just saying, hey, here it is. Hit it. There's that curveball. It puts it on the ground in the hole. I read that one pretty good off the bat. I had a good jump on it. And I know everyone was thinking on the field, especially Bruce, if you can watch that again, he was pumped that I made the throw. Even though I was throwing off my back foot on the run, I did not plant and throw. And I think that's where everybody's hair got on in. So just, little soft toss right over there. Hey, getting it done. All right, 2 down. You're about to witness. And just watch this. Just watch this sequence of pitches. A little outside on that fastball. Another just hard fastball down low. Man, perfect location on that one. First 2 pitches on the outside part of the plate. Another one on the outside, fouls it off. Now we got a 1-2 count. And man, good luck on that. You already know what's coming. There it is. Actually, that was a curveball. He got him with a curveball. Great pitch. Man, again on the outside part of the plate, it just broke right across and hit that outside corner. Dude had no chance. So there it is. Sandlots walk off the field victorious with a 19-13 victory. Hey, and guess, just looking at the run totals for this game, I mean, that's got to speak volumes too, because you look back at the Bulldogs last game, and I believe they lost 29-11, and that's just, I think that's their problem, is just the run differential in their games is the deciding factor. They give up more than they score, but man, do they put up some runs. Another, I'd have to go back and look at their scores from previous games, but I know that's 2 weeks in a row with double-digit run totals for them. If they could just find a way to keep the opposition below the amount that they score, which is the fundamental, they'd be, they wouldn't be sitting at 1-8 right now, 1-8-1. So, hats off to those guys, man. Great game, very competitive. Appreciate the competitiveness of that game, because nobody wants to just come into a game knowing you're going to get blown out. Hey, we used to be in that position, and that sucked. Just knowing you're heading into a game and you're just going to get throttled, kind of takes the fun out of it. But good competitive game, man. They stayed in it, and that wasn't all us just letting them in. They did have some really good hits at good times and played some smart baseball. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, high-scoring affair, but, Sandlots came away with a big rebound win and a team effort that smells like playoff baseball, man. 5 more games left, and we are getting super excited. And you know what? Just keep waiting for you guys to come back and to have a full squad. We were missing some pretty big names again this week. Landon Loggins out for a 3rd week in a row. DT Crimes out this week, and we don't know yet about Eric Olson. Eric was at the game, may have injured his calf. We'll have to see how he's feeling this week, but was really struggling to make it through the later innings as he was really suffering. I think he may have pulled a muscle in his calf, so we'll see. He did finish the game playing, but Jeff filled in for him a little bit, so I'll bring you that news when we find out a little bit more about that. But so we're not done yet. Stay with me. We're going to be giving away this Dubby here in just a few minutes, and so let's let's take a quick break right here, and we'll get back to that. I'll be with you in just a second. Speaking of being on a roll, guys, if you're looking to roll deep without rolling dirty, Bandigo Van Rentals has you covered. Whether it's your crew, your band, your team, or just a lot of gear, Bandigo brings the wheels that bring it all. With premium 12 and 15 passenger vans, entertainment systems, and cargo space for days, this isn't your cousin's minivan. It's road trip royalty. Bandigo Van Rentals, driven by more than just miles. Book now at bandigo.com, or hey, give me a call because I am the manager of your local Dallas-Fort Worth office. So if you need some information, hey, these bands are great for teams that might be traveling to tournaments. I have competition teams of all sports come and rent for me all the time, and they just marvel at how these vans just suit them perfectly. So if that's something you're looking for, you're traveling to tournaments this season, or hey, the World Series down in either Florida or Las Vegas, and you need some group transportation, give me a call or look up bandigo.com. You can book yourself or just give them a call. We have a great sales team that can help you and assist you through all of the rental process. That's Bandigo Van Rentals at bandigo.com. All right, we're back, and this is the Rap with Dez. I'm your host, Dez. Yep, that's me, and we are ready to get back into it, man. If y'all heard me talking about this Dubby energy drink, man, it's just, I really need it this morning. You probably tell the difference from when I have it and when I don't. Man, I'm all over the place today, and that is because I did not have my Dubby with me this morning, but that's okay. You are going to get a chance to get a free sample of Dubby with a Dubby tumbler in this segment. This is the segment for the Dubby Player of the Game, and we are ready to get down to it and let you know whom, it's not whom, it's who takes home the Dubby Player of the Game this week. It was a little hard to come by this week. We had some really great plays turned in, great performances turned in, and man, let me tell you, it came down to three guys this week. Again, since Jeff is on a roll and he had Player of the Game last week, came up with another laser this week, and was just great all around. He's a great guy. He's a great help on the as a base coach, just filling in wherever he's needed. And man, he's been needed and has just done a great job and continues to do so. But he didn't play in the field very much this week, so despite his continuing efforts at the plate, he was not your Player of the Game this week. Great job, Jeff, just not this week. I mean, I just didn't qualify this week. Sorry. Great job this week, for real. So that leaves, let me see. I was very on the fence about these two because Tim Green started the game at short and played the game pretty much all at that position until he was required to come in and pitch. So at short, he had a couple of miscues. That's okay. But Tim is just really counted on to come in and just close these games out. He's just such a dominant pitcher. So that's where personally I see his greatest contribution to the team is, at the plate and on the mound. So great job there at shortstop there Friday night, Tim. But because of your mound performance, man, that put you straight up in the head-to-head with Steve Garner. Man, Steve has another one of those guys that's just been contributing wherever he can. He's not normally a starter, and just fills in whenever he can. When he's at second base, man, dude is just awesome. Just very awesome. And, for the couple of plays that he made last night and the snag that he made falling down, we can call it a diving catch. Why not? Hey, man, we don't give very many opportunities for that kind of stuff. So it was a diving catch. And not only that, but it killed a rally that the Bulldogs were on at that time, which was very, very important. So the problem I had in deciding between the two is who impacted the game more, because they both had momentum killing plays or performances. Steve's came a little bit earlier in the game when the Bulldogs were actually really rallying and putting up some runs on the board, and then Green comes in at the last, in the last inning and just shuts them down when they were still had the momentum. At that point, we weren't doing a whole lot at the plate, and these guys kept creeping back. And at one point, they were like, we look up and there it's 19-13, and then we're like, whoa, come on, we need you, Tim, right here. And dude comes in and does exactly what we need and kills a rally, ends the game. So this is what I decided. I tried to get some input from the guys. I don't know where everybody's at, but I didn't get any responses. So let me look again, just real quick.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, no responses. It's okay. So this is my show anyway, so I'm going to decide who I would give the player of the game to. If you guys disagree, leave it in the comments, man. Let me know. So I'm going to go with a co-player of the game tonight, and both Steve Garner and Tim Green will be players of the game. Dubby players of the game. All right. So I'll tell you what, the first person to leave their comment to the bottom as to their favorite Sandlot, their favorite Fort Worth Sandlot, leave it at the bottom. First one qualifies and wins this. Let me show you. Here we go. Nice. Really nice tumbler by Dubby. Got the Dubby logo on it. It will pop up. Something to carry to the gym, to the game, wherever you might need it. I carry mine everywhere. Put it in my car. And keep it in there. It's very hot down here. And we're going to give you, along with that, a free sample of Dubby, a little single serving of it. This is Dubby Push and Punch. It's a blend of fruit punch, lemon, and lime. Now, this stuff is made with coffee fruit extract. Yeah, this is really good. I like it. The flavor, you know what? The flavors are the most prominent part of this, because they have some crazy flavors, but they're all really good. Just a lot of them, just mouth-watering. It makes you want it more and more and more. But let me tell you, I've never had an issue with taking this stuff. And the greatest thing is when I drink too much coffee, I get really jittery. I get a feeling that I really don't like. And it's just a weird feeling. I don't like it. But this stuff does not leave you jittery. It does not leave your eyes dancing all over the place and, just your energy everywhere. It really does help you focus. And that's why I say that I'm really missing my W this morning, because I'm finding it hard to find the right words that I'm trying to articulate to you in certain situations. And I am just like, my brain is just not working this morning. So, you know what? Instead of just popping this open and using it, I'm gonna give this to you. So the first person to leave a comment, leave your favorite Sandlot player, gets the Dubby Tumbler and the free sample of the Dubby Push and Punch. So we'll start with ours. We'll start with our division first, 35 and up, just because we've only got 4 teams in ours. Really quick to get through, but looking at the standings here, Yotes and Stros, man, still the boss level. Man, I can just hear that boss level 8-bit music going on, like when we used to play Contra and you get to the boss scene, and when we play them, it's just like, hey man, trying to figure it out, what's the code, what's the pattern, what do we have to do to beat these guys? Well, I'm sure the Rangers are asking themselves the same thing. Is they took another hit this week, because they did play the Yotes. Thank God. But they dropped to, I believe they dropped to 4-5-1. Down to 3rd place in the division, but still probably our biggest competition down the road, and just not really looking like themselves this season. They've flashed it at times, but nobody really shines or flashes against the Yotes. It's tough to play them, so really can't take too much from that. But the thing I did notice about that game, it was a very, relatively speaking, it was a relatively low scoring game. I believe the score was 9-4 or 9-5, pretty close. When I did see that score, I was like, oh, okay, that was a battle. That was a battle. They didn't lay down and get walked over. They didn't get railroaded by the Yotes, which they are known to do. I mean, as evidenced by a 29-11 score against the Bulldogs last week or 2 weeks ago. So you just kind of got to look at that and be like, okay, they kept up with them. So, man, in our last couple of meetings with the Yotes, man, we got beat pretty handedly. So, yeah, where does the rubber meet the road? What happens when we meet the Rangers next? We still got 4 games left to get. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. We still got 3 games against them. Yeah, 3. No, we got 5 games left. I'm sorry. Yeah, 3 against the Rangers and 2, I believe, against the Bulldogs. Yes, that is correct, because I remember looking at that last night and thinking, man, 3 of our last 4 games are against the Rangers. So when I was talking, what I've been talking about over the past couple of weeks is that, man, those games are going to be massively heavy, each match, because we're within half a game of them, and so those are head-to-head meetings. We've got to take care of business. We got to take care of business, got to bring our A game, but do all that while staying relaxed and still having fun. Because when we get tense, when we get down on ourselves, when we get frustrated, we get that scowl on our face, things aren't going, that's no place for a team to be. And that's when we kind of kind of mess the bed a little bit, if you will. So we got to remain positive. We got to remain in our happy place, and just tap it in, man. Just tap it in. I think I've mentioned or said enough about the Bulldogs, man. These guys, they can't let them hang around. And, they came out and they barked. They barked. Hey, they tried to bite. Don't get bit. That's all I can say. Don't get bit, because they're going to bark. If you get too close, you may get bit. Let them hang around and find out. Man, to the Bulldogs, y'all hang in there, man. I know y'all's record does not reflect the quality of your team, and so good luck going forward, man. Good, looking forward to meeting up with you in the future. All right, let's see what we got. Some news. I did get a couple of comments from guys sending in news about their team. So in the 25 and up division, you got the White Sox, man. So we're going to talk about the White Sox for just a minute. Mike Keyrouse, credit to you for sending this information in. Appreciate it, man. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about what you sent me. So, man, just some really cool and interesting news about one of their players, Jack Baker, number 2. He played in the first game of the season, if I'm reading this correctly. He played in the first game of the season, and then he's been out while transitioning from active duty Army Ranger back to civilian life. So Jack Baker, welcome back. So took the mound, hasn't been here since the first game of the season. Wow, we're 6 months in almost, and this guy Jack, number 2, comes in and just does a really good job, man. Shutout ball your first day back. Way to go. Congrats. And this guy, man, no relation to me, even though we share a last name and a jersey number, Giovanni Valdez. This guy has hit had a hit in at least every game this season, and has only struck out 1 time all season. That is a guy that battles at the plate. And you know what? That is, man, maybe we have more in common than I think. Because I love getting up there and battling. It's hard for me to take to swing at a first pitch, just because I hear my dad's voice, who was my coach, all through Little League and stuff. Just do not swing at a first pitch. Don't swing until you have a strike. Now, every now and then I'll go outside of that because I want to ambush somebody, but for the most part, I'm going to look at the first one and just really force that pitcher to work. I want to see as many pitches as I can, and that, for me, that's just a really good approach, and I think it helps the other guys down the line as they see more pitches. So Giovanni Valdez, man, 1 hit in every game this season. I'm not sure how many games they've played, but if they're at the same point we are, that's 10 games. So he's got a 10-game hitting streak, and the only striking out 1 time the whole season. Props to you, brother. Props to you. Keep it up. Keep making them pitchers do the work, because that's what they're up there to do. All right, number 88 for the White Sox. Who is this? Somebody call the cops, because this guy is he needs to be picked up for larceny. He's got 12 stolen bases so far this season. Clayton Granch, number 88 for the White Sox. 12 stolen bases, man. In a league where guys are a little bit younger and able to throw that ball around and do some stuff. 12 stolen bases. That's something to be said for, man. So watch out for the cops. There are a couple in our league, so don't be stealing too much more. But congratulations to you on that milestone as well. All right, with a .520 batting average with a home run, 12 RBIs. Jack Fleckstein. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Number 3 for the White Sox is hitting, again, 520 with a home run, 12 RBIs, and has been hit by a pitch 6 times. Oh, man, Mike. Wow. Hit by a pitch 6 times. I find it funny that you included that stat in there along with that stat line before. Just because I've led the league, not this league, but there's been other leagues that I've played on where I actually led the league in getting hit by pitches. I tend to crowd the strike zone with a full count, so that led to me getting hit a lot. But man, that is a great stat line. 520, 1 home run, 12 RBIs. Guys, raking, and congratulations to you guys. I have to look at their standings. Hang on a sec. Let me look at this because I need to see their standings. I want to know. I want to know with this guy hitting like that and those guys having those performances. I want to know where the White Sox sit in the standings. So let's find that out real quick. Let me pull this up. All right, so as of, let me see if these are updated. No, not quite updated. So we're behind a week. But looking at the division standings for the 25 and up division, the Sox are currently in 4th place in the division. I'm not sure if they had the win this week or not. I'll have to go look at that. But they were sitting at 5-4, one game above 500 at 556 winning percentage. So, obviously, guys helping them to stay in the race. I mean, they're right in the thick of it. The Pirates, from what I know about that league history, the Pirates are the bell cow. Man, these guys have been winners of the league for a few seasons in a row, as a matter of fact. Last season notwithstanding. And then just kind of run it down here. Let me see. The Pirates are in first at 8-1. The Bulls are in second at 7-2. The Fireflies coming after that at the third, and they are 6-3. And that brings us to the Sox, who are 5-4. The Bobcats at 4-5. Outlaws at 3-6. The Lone Stars, our league president team. The Lone Stars, man, they are struggling this season. They are at 3-6. And the Benchwarmers, well, I mean, the name Benchwarmers, I really hope that they really start to do something, but just kind of listen to, if you were to close your eyes and think baseball and hear the name Benchwarmers, you really don't think of a winning record. Nothing against you guys. I'm just saying it's just the correlation between your name and your record is it's kind of funny. Y'all are 0-9 this season, but I'm not laughing because, man, have I been there before? I have been there before, and that sucks. I know how it sucks. But you guys keep your heads up, man. You can always play spoiler to somebody, and that's where the fun is when you're having a season like that. So I know y'all will regroup and come back with a better squad next season. So that's a rundown of your 25 and up division, and I gave you the 35 and up a second ago. So that was the only team that really gave me an update on their team. I hope to be able to bring you more of that. Probably every other week I'll cover what's going on in the league. And if guys keep sending me stuff, I will definitely include you in the podcast. Thanks, man. Let's grow this. Let's grow the league. And we can do that by just kind of sending me your stuff and let me talk about it. Also, hey, if anybody wants to come on the show, be a guest, I'm scheduling guests to come on either in person or by video call and just kind of talk about stuff, man. We'll get some exposure for your team. There's lots of guys. I think we have like 50 guys in the free agent pool, all looking for teams. And, again, I'm going to mention this too, is that with that many guys in the free agent pool, we have enough to form a couple more teams. We just need guys to step up and volunteer to run the team. And the league will give you all the assistance that you need in order to do that. Just give John Beggerly a call or an email. Shoot him over an email, or email me at fwsandlots@gmail.com, and I can kind of point you in the right direction. With that said, there is a lot of guys just waiting to play. And so if you want to put your team out there and kind of give the guys an idea of what to expect when joining your team, this is a great way to do that. Give me what you want. Come on the show, talk about it. I've actually had a lot of guys ask me about playing for the Sandlots, and right now I just have to send them to the league. But it's almost like a brand. It's almost like these guys want to play for a specific team. So if you want guys to want to play for your team specifically, and you want to have a bigger pool of players, and just kind of make this a lot more exciting, then definitely, man, come on, talk about it, or send me whatever you want to send me, and I'll talk about it on the show. All right, so that is your look around the league right quick, and so heading into the final 5 games of the season, things are just heating up, man. They're heating up. Things have cooled off a little bit, and so it was a lot more comfortable. So hopefully we can get more people to attend the games again once the weather starts to cool down, turn up, and hey, man, we're getting into September when playoffs are rolling around. So hopefully things will cool off a little bit more, and y'all can come back out to the ball game, enjoy. Bring your pets, bring your family, pack a little cooler with some drinks and some snacks, and man, come out, have a good night on a Good Friday night with us. All right, just to let you know what's coming up here on your Wednesday Hot Corner edition. I'm hoping to get these interviews done before then to get that posted, but I got an interview with league head umpire Sean Schott coming up. We're just gonna have a really good conversation about just what the experience of being an umpire in our league is. What some of the issues that they see that are needing to be addressed in our league, what has been asked to be addressed by our league with them, and just some other stuff about the umpire life, man. These guys don't always get a lot of credit. As a matter of fact, they don't get very much credit at all. So we just want to give them the credit that they are due, because they do a job for us that, man, it's a hard job to do sometimes. Not only just being in the moment, but just dealing with everything that comes with that position. So I want to give the umpires some love. So looking forward to Sean Schott in that interview, and I will have that for you hopefully on Wednesday. Also, another one coming up pretty soon is Tommy Carr Jr. You may not have heard of this guy, but he does play in and around our league. And, man, guy is, I believe he said he was 32 years old. Man, I just had a great conversation with him, and in the course of, he brought up some great points and some great experiences that he has had since being asked to play professional baseball in the Pecos League. And we'll hear from him and what his experience was like. And, hey, man, if you have any questions for him or Sean Schott, definitely send them up to me. You can always contact me at fwsandlots@gmail.com or send me a DM through Messenger. But this is our third segment. I just wanted to give you real quick, man. It has been great doing this little podcast here. It started as something I was just doing for myself and my team. It's kind of funny, but it's been growing, and I just kind of looking at the metrics of everything. I'm not big into all the stats and looking at that stuff, but I do see an increase of the viewership, the followers, and people that are just wanting to know more about our team. The thing that's been so mind blowing to me is that I've been, let's say, identified about 5 times just in the past week. People ask me, hey, you're the dude that does the podcast, right? The Fort Worth Sandlots. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, hey, man, we've been watching. We kind of like it. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So this thing is growing. I've been actually getting emails from people about the Fort Worth Sandlots, asking about the team. They want to play for us and stuff like that. So we're reaching people. And these are people that I'm just not even associated with my league. I was at Tire Store Service Center the other day, and one of their customers actually recognized me and said something to me about the show. So that is awesome. The guys over at the Tire Store Service Center actually sharing our stuff too. A lot of their mechanics and people associated with the business have kind of asked me about it, and so they're telling their customers as well. So, man, that is just it's so funny. I find it hilarious. And it's actually a little intimidating. I'm like, oh great, I got more than one listener now. My mom is going to be so happy that she's not the only person listening anymore. But yeah, so awesome, man, awesome. I appreciate you guys. I hope y'all continue to listen. Please share it, like, follow. We could always use more followers. And man, I just appreciate y'all listening, really I do. So I just want to give y'all some love. I'm going to try to think of something to do for my viewers to kind of give away more stuff when I can. So if there's anyone out there that wants to like promote a product or anything like that, work in a partnership with me, I can do bat reviews, equipment reviews, stuff like that. Maybe if you want to like get in some promotional items, give you free giveaways or something like that to our audience, I would love to do that. Anything that y'all would like to provide for the team for us to try out, give a review on, we're always down for that. And all you other teams in the league as well, if y'all are open to that, let me know, and we can be kind of work as a group and get this thing done. So again, thank you guys for listening. That is all from the wrap this week, where the balls are hard, the commentary is harder, and the Sandlots are definitely cooking. Next week, bigger games, bigger stakes, bigger chaos. Stay tuned. And as always, go Lots.